Hey, what's up, guys? DrFeelGood here, back again with another video prescription. And today I want to talk about the recent 2016 Video Game Awards. Overall, it was better than last year, but in a lot of these categories, the choices just simply did not make any sense. The nominees in some of these categories are just atrocious. You have to forgive my voice, I'm a little hoarse. But anyway, let's get going here. Now, let's start out with the game of the year. How the hell did Overwatch win game of the year? I understand the game is addictive. I've heard and I've seen many gameplay videos of it. It looks pretty fun. For me personally, I'm not interested because it's strictly online. If it has some type of offline mode or campaign, I will probably pick the game up. But since it does not, I have absolutely positively no interest in this game. Just like I love Titanfall, but I did not purchase the first one. But how does a game like Overwatch, which is strictly online, no type of campaign or any offline mode whatsoever, basically without internet, the game is a damn glorified coaster. How did that win Game of the Year? Even if you look at the Video Game Awards website, it says, recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. Alright, that's a small description of what the Game of the Year is to them. But to me, a Game of the Year has to also encompass all aspects of a game. If a game has no offline mode, in my opinion, there's no way in hell it should even be eligible for Game of the Year. Because it's a game that not everyone can enjoy. Excuse me. A person that has a crappy internet connection or no internet at all cannot enjoy that game. So how is it even eligible? And its options are all shooters. I mean, you got Uncharted 4. I mean, it's competitors, I'm sorry. Uncharted 4, Titanfall 2, Inside, of course, that makes sense, and Doom. Really? So a bunch of shooters are for Game of the Year, essentially. Anyway, now let's move on from that. Best Narrative. Now, of course, in Best Narrative, that made sense. Uncharted 4 won. I've heard of the other games, such as Mafia 3, Oxenfree, Inside. Haven't heard much about Firewatch, but I can see how Uncharted 4 could have won that. Now, another category that bothered the hell out of me was Best Action Game. Now, to me, an action game is something along the lines of Ninja Gaiden, Bayonetta, games like that. Hell, I'll even say Tomb Raider and Uncharted, because although Tomb Raider and Uncharted have shooter elements in them, they are action-oriented games. So let's look at the nominees for Best Action Game, shall we? Battlefield 1, shooter. Doom, shooter. Gears of War 4, shooter. Overwatch, online-only shooter. Titanfall 2, shooter. Since when did shooters become action games? If I missed that, please let me know. But in my 30 years of gaming, 30 plus years of gaming, I never heard or saw any magazine or media outlet of a first-person shooter being categorized as an action game. I've never seen a first-person shooter or shooter overall fall into the action genre whatsoever. If that has changed as of late, let me know. But from what I'm looking at here, basically this is a category that should have actually read Best First-Person Shooter or Best Shooter of 2016. Doesn't make any sense. All right? It just doesn't. A bunch of damn shooters. Now, I heard that Doom was a really good game, and of course it won, but none of these, and I do mean none of them, are actually action-oriented games or action games, therefore, But moving on. Best role-playing game. That's also another category that pissed me off when it came to the winner. Let's look at the nominees. Dark Souls 3, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, Blood and Wine, World of Warcraft Legion, Xenoblade Chronicles X. Now, in my opinion, the best one here was Xenoblade Chronicles X. Now, this is not me being, a Nintendo fan. This is me, looking at all these games, which I own The Witcher 3. Xenoblade Chronicles X is by far the best and most technically advanced RPG on this list, given what they achieved with that game. But here's the kicker. The Witcher 3 won. And I know some of you may be thinking, well, that makes sense. The Witcher 3 was an awesome game. But it wasn't The Witcher 3. Exactly. Because, see, The Witcher 3 released like the middle of last year. The goddamn DLC, Blood and Wine, won. Now, I will be somewhat understanding if this was standalone DLC, meaning you don't need the game. But Blood and Wine, as I can recall, requires the game. Okay? How the hell does DLC of a 2015 release game, DLC released this year, count as best RPG? The DLC is not a standalone game. The DLC is not an RPG. It's an extension of the overall game. That's stupid. First of all, The Witcher 3 was released in 2015, like I said. So that automatically takes it out of the running unless it was released in December, because they typically host the awards in November. So the cutoff time, I think, is October or November, basically. That's why Xenoblade Chronicles X didn't win Best RPG last year, because it didn't. By the time the Video Game Awards came around, it had not released yet. Still, how the hell does DLC of a 2015 game win Best RPG? That's a load of crap. I don't give a damn who you are, how much you love this game. You have to admit that was kind of bullshit. It really was. Anyway, moving on. I'm sorry, guys. The best fighting game. Oh my gosh. Now, your nominees are Killer Instinct Season 3, King of Fighters 14, Pokken Tournament, and Street Fighter 5. Now, with all the backlash that Street Fighter 5 received, and justifiably so, how the hell did it win Game of the Year? Incomplete at launch, buggy and unbalanced. I mean, honestly, they lied about the DLC in more ways than one. So how did that win fighting game of 2016? Pokken Tournament had more content, and it was a complete experience than Street Fighter 5. I own Pokken Tournament. I love that game. Much better fighting game. But Street Fighter 5, people, the most controversial release and fighting game released in 2016, if not in the last half decade. But hell, even King of Fighters 14 deserved the title more so than Street Fighter 5. Sorry. Now, Killer Instinct, I know Season 3 is just DLC content. Now, I'm unsure if the Season 3 can it's a standalone game. I think that it is. I could be wrong, because I don't own Killer Instinct as of yet. I'm getting it within the next couple of weeks. But still, Street Fighter 5, I think we can all agree, did not deserve to win. It didn't. And some may say, well, it was the most popular game. To who? Because last time I checked, Pokken Tournament, which was exclusive to one platform, one console, the Wii U. Street Fighter 5 was on the PS4 and PC. And those two have the highest market share. PS4 is 40 plus million. I think Street Fighter 5 sold about 1 million or around 1 million within the first month of its release. And after that first month, up until now, it's only sold roughly 100,000 units. Go look it up. But the sales dropped off tremendously. They drop like a pair of balls, like bad. Pokken Tournament outsold Street Fighter V. So it's not the most popular. And some of you may be saying, well, at EVO, no one cared for Pokken Tournament. I wouldn't expect that. It's a brand new IP on the least selling console. And it's also on arcade, of course, but still, it's a brand new IP. I don't expect it to be more popular or garner more attention than an IP with 25 plus years of history. I'm sorry. But it definitely did not deserve to win. Not Street Fighter V, no. I'm sorry. What else was there? That may be about it that bothered me. But, yeah. And, of course, best action adventure game. They had Dishonored 2, Hitman, Hyper Light Drifter, Ratchet and Clank, Uncharted Thief's End. And I think Dishonored 2 won. To me, that doesn't make any damn sense. It's still mostly a type of shooter, in my opinion. I don't give a shit. It really is. Hell, I would even say Ratchet and Clank or Uncharted should have won that category, hands down. Maybe Ratchet and Clank because it's more of an adventure style game. Uncharted has shooter elements, so does Ratchet, but still, one of those two should have won over Dishonored. And plus, Dishonored 2 was a broken ass game. Complete, like, how does a game that's broken as shit win an award? Excuse me. Someone please tell me that. How does a game broken as hell win an award? People, and I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. You guys don't realize that you're the reason this shit happens. Because you love these games so much, because all you buy are these popular games, that's why they're winning when they don't deserve to. It really is. That's why they are winning. Like, I'm sorry, but that's just it. But I think that's all I have, at least I can think of right now. As I said, I'm a little under the weather. But let me guys know what you think in the comments. Tell me what categories you had an issue with, whether it be the category nominees or the winner. But yeah, let me guys know what you think. And as I always say, keep it gaming.